You're watching the 3D printed robot dog I've been working on for the past few months, and I call it HexaDog ZBD. I know, I could have been a little more creative with the naming, but Apple sold half the world a device called iPhone, so I think it's okay for me to steal a page from their playbook. Before I tell you how and why I built this robot, let's address the elephant in the room first. Why 6 legs? The answer is quite simple. Those additional legs make the robot much more stable and keep it from falling easily. So it makes building a functioning robot dog easy. But stability isn't the only reason for this strange design choice. When I started working on the design, I wanted this project to be more than just a robot dog. I wanted it to be a modular platform, so with the same main body, I can eventually transform the walking robot into a 6-wheeled rover or even a tracked robot. I also had other objectives for the project. It needed to be simple so anyone can build it. It had to be a low-cost solution so it can be affordable to anyone. And lastly, it had to be a versatile platform that anyone can modify for their own needs. My goal wasn't just to build a single robot. I wanted to create an accessible robotics development platform. So, do I think I succeeded? I don't think it's fair for me to answer that question. How about I tell you its story so you can decide for yourself? After finishing my master's degree with a focus on applied machine intelligence, I wanted to apply the machine learning skills I picked up on a robotics platform. But all the robotics kit options I found online were either too expensive or too limited for what I wanted to do. I needed something that was affordable, customizable, and versatile, while accommodating some advanced robotics features. I built multi-rotor drones before, so I already had experience with putting together electronics, radio controllers, and wiring. I also have a 3D printer. So like every other sane person, instead of buying one, I decided to build the robot myself. There was just one problem, however. I've never designed mechanical parts before. So I installed Fusion 360 on my computer and got to designing robot arms with different mechanical properties for a full month. Once I was comfortable with my recently obtained CAD skills and arm designs, I jumped straight into designing my first robot. And then I designed another, and another after that one. In total, I probably designed more than 20 different versions before arriving at the current one. The most influential reason behind the design iterations was shaving off weight so I could use inexpensive hobby servos instead of expensive motors. Even after so many design tweaks and revisions, my first attempts with MG996R servos failed to lift the robot, so I had to upgrade to the DS3218 servo. Another area I focused on was keeping every printed part as simple as possible so anyone could easily modify the designs for their own projects. In the end, all these constraints contributed to the final shape and structure of the robot more than my earlier designs. The goal of keeping the project affordable influenced every hardware decision I made. My initial goal was sub $200 USD, but the failure with the MG996R servos brought the cost up to $300 if you buy your parts from Amazon in North America. If you order them from AliExpress, it can still be built for less than $200 USD. You can find the list of electronic parts in the description of the video. In addition to using affordable parts, there is also another aspect of the robot which I'm very proud of. There are no proprietary parts, no custom PCBs, no custom connectors, just off-the-shelf hobby electronics. Not using custom parts could have made the project much harder, but I brought in a few tricks from my drone building days and managed to make it all work without any custom electronics. Most hexapod robot designs I found on YouTube for reference used custom power distribution boards to supply power to 18 high-current servos. Instead, I combined standard servo extension cables so that the 3 servos on each leg share a common power connection directly to the buck converter outputs. The signal wires for servos are still connected to servo control boards, which is powered from ESP32, which also has its own buck converter. This wiring scheme isolates the control electronics from the electrical noise created by the high-power servos. It's a simple solution, but it's reliable and can be done with the use of regular servo extension cables rather than designing custom PCBs. Sharing more details on wiring would make this video unnecessarily long for what it is, so I will save those to the future how to build video and now continue with the overall development story. Before building the actual robot, I spent countless hours testing everything in simulations. These experiments allowed me to prove whether the design was sound for the parts I plan to use and whether it can walk smoothly before investing money into the project. Importing my design into the first simulation, Pybullet was surprisingly straightforward. and for majority of the time I tested my designs in Pybullet, since at that point I was mostly working on basic aspects of the robot anyways. But I also wanted to experiment with more advanced features in NVIDIA Isaac Sim and Gazebo, which required a bit more work to import my robot, but I eventually got those running as well. Working in a simulation became just as enjoyable as building the real robot. I spent hours optimizing inverse kinematics, testing different gait trajectories, and training neural network policies. Even without building the robot, I was able to do most of what I wanted to experiment with just with the design of my robot. But then, the time came to test my experiments in the real world. Once I validated my robot designs in simulations, I printed its parts and put it together. I've been testing the robot both indoors and outdoors for the past month. The attention it gets from the stray cats of Istanbul is already a success mark only unique to HexaDog ZBD. But is it finished? Not yet. There are still few things I want to improve, starting with its self-balance mode. I'm still tuning the IMU calibration to achieve smooth and reliable body stabilization. This will be essential before the robot can confidently climb ramps or perhaps even walk across rough surfaces. Another major milestone ahead is replacing the current traditional inverse kinematics controller with a neural network. I have already trained a policy that works well in simulation, and now I have to run it on actual robot and test it in the real world. Once I polish the self-balancing mode and transfer the neural network control to the real robot, I will consider the first development cycle of the project done. At that point, I will have a stable walking robot controlled by both inverse kinematics and neural networks using only an IMU for sensing its environment. What comes next for HexaDog ZBD is where things get even more exciting. I want to transform it into a fully autonomous robot. My current plan is to use a smartphone as the brain of the robot to locally run computer vision models and small large language models. With these updates, the robot can make its own decisions and speak with its own voice. So, that's the story of HexaDog ZBD so far, and a little sneak peek into what comes next for it. If you are still watching the video, please leave a comment and let me know what you think. Did I succeed? If not, how can I improve the robot? I'm also releasing all of the design files with this video, so you can start building your own HexaDog. I will leave the links for the files in the video description. If you don't have a 3D printer, that's perfectly fine too. You can still download the simulation files and experiment almost like loading up a video game. I will continue documenting the development process of HexaDog here on YouTube, and keep sharing simulation tutorials covering general robotics, machine learning examples. If that sounds interesting, consider subscribing to the channel and follow the journey of the HexaDog ZBD. Thank you for watching.